Welcome back. Here to introduce the next seminar, Ogilvy and Inspire 2012. Please welcome Miles Young, Chief Executive Officer, Ogilvy and Mather Worldwide.
The Ogilvy Inspire series was very much his idea. It was inspired by David Ogilvy, who often saw the world in oblique and non-obvious ways which tended to help the cause of inspiration. Some of them were more desperate than others, and I recently came across a letter of David's from 1955 when he was asked by someone essentially how he broke the inspiration barrier. And he wrote, "If all else fails, I drink half a bottle of rum and play a Handel oratorio on the gramophone. This usually produces an uncontrollable gush of copy." Each year, we want to bring someone who has not been to Cannes, who might not normally come to Cannes, and who might have something different to say to Cannes.
I'm a great believer that the highest form of creativity that we have in our culture is known as art. I also want to argue that advertising, when it's going well, absolutely deserves to be counted as an art form. But that only leads us to another question, which is, what is art? What's it about? What should it be doing? Why does it matter so much? We pay it a huge amount of respect, but we sometimes have a difficulty coming to a clear conclusion on the question of what it's for. There are two rather unhelpful ideas out there in the ether that confuse us when it comes to understanding what art is about. Firstly, there's the notion which came in the 19th century that the point of art is to be for art's sake. You know that expression, art for art's sake. In other words, that art shouldn't be in the middle of our lives. It shouldn't be prey to commercial or political pressures or religious pressures. It should exist in that rather private, privileged realm called the art world. What is the richest multinational corporation in the world? Larger than Procter & Gamble by far. It's the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church pulled in last year $97 billion. Now, I'm not a Catholic and I'm not a religious person, but I can't help but admire that because these guys are making money at its best. They're making money at the top of Abraham Maslow's pyramid. They're selling you the higher needs. You may not agree with those needs, but observe that example. It's fascinating. They have made a multinational, branded corporation based on commodifying the inner needs of the soul. Who takes care of the inner needs of the soul nowadays? It's artists. It's people like me. It's writers and playwrights and poets and guitarists. And you know the thing about them? They will never visit an advertising agency. And the reason is they're too poor. And the reason they're too poor is they're completely disorganized. They are lone actors. They have not managed to coordinate their creativity. And that's why they're very weak and powerless. And that's why you've never yet, I think, had any call from any writer wanting to launch an advertising campaign. They can't afford it. The people who can afford the budgets are operating at the bottom of that pyramid, and the people at the top can't afford it. Now, this is a real mismatch and a historic opportunity. And I think the history of religion points us in the way that we're going to want to go, which is to learn to make money higher up the pyramid. This is the challenge of capitalism, and there are enough examples in history of how we can do it. It's about commodifying, and I think commodifying is a beautiful and important word. It's commodifying and branding the inner need, the need for friendship, the need for community, the need for thoughtfulness, reflexivity, for calm. These are very important things. We should be able to make money from those as much as we can from exciting, vain and trivial desires. I think it's because one of the vital things that we want is to be rebalanced. The human being has a terrific need for balance, and we're able to lose balance very easily. We get too chaotic, too excited, too noisy, too quiet, etc. And one of the things that we want from art, and therefore from advertising, is to rebalance us, bring us that thing we need. And in a very chaotic, noisy world, what we're needing a lot of is calm. And that's why many advertising products are related to calm now, more than ever. Not because we are calm, but because we're not calm. Many advertising products are related to things connected with the natural world, not because we are very natural, but precisely because we're losing touch with nature. So look to things that are missing from people's lives, and you will be on to what people are going to be very hungry for. And at the moment, we're very hungry for Eastern philosophy, precisely because many of its deepest truths are missing.
Thank you very much. Alain de Botton, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.